it doesn't look like it. Looks like we're a little lighter. You know what? Good morning. Good morning. If you're over there, come on into the main area. We'll have you sit down. We'll get started in just a minute. Quicker we start, quicker we end. All right, good morning. My name is Tom Judson. I'm the CEO of the Bella Vista Property Owners Association. And we have Mayor Flynn here, John Flynn, and Selena Lee from the ACC, and Debbie Sorensen, who is our fearless volunteer leader that has been in charge of organizing these events for years. 2017. That's the number of years, not the year we started, actually. And we have a huge group of volunteers that are here, and a lot of clubs and charities being represented. We have several employees here. So after the meeting, if you want to ask any questions, we're going to help you out. But first of all, welcome to Bella Vista, one of the best communities you can possibly live in the United States of America. All right. You want me to keep going, or you want to?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for some of you who pre-registered and some of you who didn't pre-register. I want you to know also your emails will never be used for anything other than communication back and forth. Today we're going to discuss all of the amenities that we have here in Bella Vista. We're also going to discuss an update from Mayor Flynn as for what's going on in the city of Bella Vista. And then Selena will also discuss issues on the ACC. Once we get through with these three, we're also going to have a drawing, for a raffle drawing. Did everyone get a ticket? Everyone get a ticket? Because if you didn't, anyway, we're going to have a raffle drawing and also answer any questions. So we'll have a question and answer period for all of you. Also, I would like to say that if anybody would like to stick around for lunch, a couple of us will stick around so we can go in. They open at 11 o'clock, and it's a great place. I don't know if you've eaten here or not, but it's really a nice place. Anyway, I'm going to turn this over to Tom, and he'll go over all of the amenities here.
All right, on your table, you probably saw this one. It's where we break it out into three parts. So many communities, the city does just about everything, but in our community, we call it the three-legged stool, and we all work well together, but we want to make sure we can send you in the right direction when you have questions. So on the far left, you'll see the city of Bella Vista. So we have a mayor, he's been elected, we have a city council, that election is coming up, and make sure you do your research and make sure you vote and so forth. The city is in charge of our streets, the fire, the police, building permits. That's what their main function, okay? So they're a city. All right. I'm going to skip over to the far right. We have Selena, and she's in charge of the ACC. And I always describe it wrong as to what she does, but she's going to make sure that your home is going to fit in harmony with your neighborhood. Would that be a good? Perfect. Wow. Jesus Christ. She gave me a cue card and a $20 bill earlier today to get it right. But just making sure that I once lived in a community and the person literally painted the house next to me bubblegum pink. And the ACC from that community said, that's not an approved color. So she's going to talk about getting permits and doing things the right way. And then in the middle is the POA, the Property Owners Association, and I like to call us the fun department. We do all the fun stuff, lakes and golf and trails and so forth. So we're going to talk about that, but each of us is going to speak about the different things so you can get a better understanding of how we operate. We operate very efficiently and very well as a three-legged stool, but it's different. Different isn't bad, it's just different. And we want to make sure we educate you on how we're different. Okay, we also gave you this one, which is going to talk about all the amenities. I'm going to have you open it up to the middle, and you're going to have a map. So we created this map years ago because I distinctly remember having a conversation with an individual that was talking, they said, I didn't know we had an indoor pool. And I said, oh, okay, so you're new to the community. Oh, no, I've been here for 10 years. Okay, well, okay. Well, they lived on the east side. They just didn't know. So here's your opportunity to know more than a person that has lived here for 10 years, okay? All right, so we're going to start on the far left side, which is the west side. And you see the little target. So over there we have skeet and trap, if you're into that. We also have pistol and rifle. Now, the pistol and rifle range are closed right now for renovations. On October the 15th, which is a Tuesday, about 2 weeks away from now, at 3 o'clock, we're going to have a tour. It's a progress tour. We're going to welcome you out, and we're going to show you what's going on, how we're doing, what the new range is going to look like. It's going to be much safer. We're adding additional shooting positions. So come on out and take a look at it. We do this anytime we're renovating or doing new work, we do progress tours. Ultimately, as a property owner, it's your money. We're spending your money, and we want to show you how we're spending that money. Okay, so come on out, join me. If I bore you today, I'll bore you on the 15th. All right? All right, we're going to go over to Highlands. So Highlands Golf Course, you can see that in the top corner. It's an 18-hole golf course, nice pro shop. We also have a pub and pizzeria over there. So if you want to get some pizza, they got an outstanding deck that you can sit outside. You can overlook the green, and there's a pond there. It's just a very nice place to grab a beer. We have NFL Sunday ticket. You can grab the game. A lot of Chief fans in this area, especially that one. All right, going to the side, you see Branchwood. Branchwood is one of our hubs of activity where we have a lot of stuff going on. We have a large fitness center there. It was renovated about 5 years ago. We have our only indoor pool at that location. We have 6 pickleball courts up there. And we have a 1.5 mile trail that you can go around. It's really nice trail. It does go way down and you go way back up. So there are some benches along the way where you can rest. We also have a disc golf course on that 1.5 mile trail, and it's been rated one of the top 10 best disc golf courses in Arkansas. So if that's what you're interested in, go down there, have some fun. It's a really cool place. So a lot of activity going on in that area. We also have a playground if you have kids or grandkids. All right, we're going to go straight south or straight down, and you're going to see the marina. At the marina, we have Lake Point Restaurant, overlooks the lake. Beautiful setting. My family and I are going there tonight. We're going to have a good time. Just a beautiful place to get a steak, get some seafood. Great setting. We also have the wine room there, so if you're into wine tasting, you can go do some wine tasting there, and it has a beautiful patio that overlooks the lake, and when the sun comes down, can't beat it. Beautiful setting. We also have a marina there where we rent boats, rent kayaks, sell fuel for boats, and so forth. Now, that's closed for the season, but during the season, that's kind of a hub of activity also. We have a little pro shop down there, so if you need your basic fishing needs, we can take care of you. If you need something really extreme, go to Cabela's. But if you need your basic stuff, we can take care of you. All right. We're going to move over to Scottsdale. Scottsdale, another 18-hole golf course. Really nice with stacked sod bunkers, which is really cool. Also, we have a beautiful deck, and you can grab a beer, sit out on the deck, and overlook the water. You don't even have to be a golfer. My wife doesn't, I haven't played in years. My wife never played. We'll go out to Scottsdale. We'll sit on that patio. Beautiful setting, overlooking the golf course. You're kind of high up, looking down. Great place to grab a beer, relax, enjoy the environment. Lots of trees around in that area. All right, we're going to go to the beach next in the middle of our community. A beautiful setting, a great spot for the kids and grandkids to come out. The beach area has a swim line, so no boats can come in, so the kids can play and everything. There's a little, like a little dock or a lily pad that the kids swim out of, jump on the water, and have a great time. We also, at that location, we rent kayaks and supboards so you can go around. It's a no-wake lake, so they can safely go use the kayak and go around. We have a little hut there, and what we say is we sell every form of sugar for the kids. We want to just jack them up as much as possible. So we're going to sell them ice cream and candy bars and everything else. They're going to have a great time. We have a beach volleyball court there. And then we have this playground piece where it's like a zip line, and I personally weight tested it for everybody, so the kids are safe. Actually, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But come on out. Now, the beach it's seasonal. It's already closed. But if you didn't move here in time, next year you definitely want to go with your kids or grandkids and have just an outstanding time at the beach. It's also a great trailhead at that location where you can park, jump on your bike, and go riding all over the place. And I'll talk about the trails in just a little bit. All right, we're going to go up and to the right, and you're going to be at the country club where we're at right now. So we have an 18-hole golf course here, and then we have this building. This building was designed by Ife Jones, who was a protege of Frank Lloyd Wright. So if you really look at the architecture, you can see it. Ife Jones was also one of the founders of the Arkansas School of Architecture. So anytime we have any architects come into the building to look at it, you always see them looking up and all like this. When I first got here, I was like, what are you guys doing? But it's a lot of fun. This building is also on the historic registry. You can see the plaque out front. It's kind of a neat thing. Beautiful pro shop over there. Actually, it's an award-winning pro shop. It's our largest pro shop. Pretty neat. And then this is the restaurant area. We'll convert this. We open up the restaurant 11. This is BV Bar and Grill. More like club food, club sandwiches, hamburgers, chicken sandwiches, that kind of stuff. And then a nice bar with a lot of TVs where you can get and grab the game. We have Sunday ticket here too, don't we? Don't we have Sunday ticket here? I think we do. That's a definite maybe. And okay, Tanyard Creek, straight south. Okay, Tanyard Creek, the Tanyard Creek Nature Trail. We have lots of trails that you can go hiking, but if you're going to have family come out and you're going to go on one hike, Tanyard Creek Nature Trail, that's where you want to go. Take the family there, beautiful waterfall, swinging bridge and everything. It's really a cool setting. So if you go on one hike, go to that one. They also have Crazy Willie's has a little food truck there, and they sell this ice cream. It's not ice cream, it's Dole Whip. It's good. After a nice hike and you're a little bit hot, it's a kind of a fun thing. Also at that location is Tanya Creek Practice Center. So that is our newest facility that is currently under construction. We do, through all of our 3 driving ranges, we do about 80,000 buckets a year. And the main location is Tanya Creek, so we're completely renovating that location. And we're having a progress tour for that location on October 22nd, so about 2 or 3 weeks from now. It's a Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Come on out, you can see what we're doing there. We're going to have 2 all-weather teaching bays. So if it's raining, it's snowing, it doesn't matter. We can still teach, and they just shoot the ball into the range. We're going to have a golf simulator. So, you know, middle of winter, you can still play golf and have a lot of fun. It's going to have a nice pro shop. We do a lot of club fitting out there. We bring in the major vendors, Titleist, Callaway, all those guys, they come up and they'll fit you. So we do all that work at that location. I think you're going to be really impressed. The practice putting green is 10,000 square feet. It's huge. So come on out and join us on the tour. All right, let's see. All right, we're going to go straight south where it says the BVRC and BV65. BVRC is our largest recreational facility, 21,000 square feet, meeting space, gym facility. The gym facility is a 24-hour gym facility, so you can get a key fob and you can check in and you can use the facility in the middle of the night. I don't know why you want to work out in the middle of the night, but go for it. You can do it. We've issued 1,000 key fobs. So we know who's checking in. We got the camera in case anybody wants to do something stupid, which hasn't happened yet. But it's really a neat facility. Also at that location, we have our tennis facility with 8 tennis courts and a tennis pro shop. They give lessons. You can join leagues, the whole thing. One of our largest playgrounds is in that area. And then you go down to the golf course. We have an 18-hole golf course and a 9-hole golf course. At that location, we have a brand new pro shop that we opened up a month ago, 3-4 weeks ago. Great selection of clothing. We even, not only golf wear, we also are now selling wear for pickleball players. So go down there. And then we have BV65, our newest restaurant. We opened that about 2 weeks ago. We got the liquor license Wednesday, so just 2 days ago. It's a barbecue place. So come on down, have some barbecue, great setting. I think this weekend we have beer, and by next weekend we'll have our full contingent of alcohol. It just takes a little while. We actually had to have a guy drive down to Little Rock to actually get the license. They said, oh, we'll mail it. Oh, God, that'll take 2 weeks. So we drove down. All right. We're going to jump all the way over to the far right side. The far east side is Metfield, another hub of activity there. So we have an 18-hole golf course there, a 9-hole golf course there. We have I'd call it a satellite fitness center. It's our smallest fitness center at that location. We also have member services there. So if you need to sign up for your water, you need to get an activity card, you want to get an annual golf membership, go there, they'll take care of you. We also have a member resources location at Huntley, which is more in the middle of the community. And we also, for today, we have Mary. Mary, raise your hand. Mary's here. She's one of our managers at the member resources department. So if you have any questions at all, she'll be here after the meeting. Go ask her and she'll be able to take care of you. Okay, also at Metfield, we have one of our seasonal pools and one of our outdoor pools. We have 4 pickleball courts. We have a large playground. And that's also where the Razorback Greenway starts. So if you haven't heard about the Razorback Greenway is a 10-foot wide concrete path that starts at Metfield and goes all the way south to Fayetteville, 40 miles south. So you can go, if you're into biking but you want to stay off the road, you know, because of all the cars and everything. You can get on there and you can go all the way south. My wife and I have ridden at one point or another the entire route. It's just beautiful. Gift of the Walton Family Foundation. So it's really, we're very fortunate that it ends right here, and they're actually going to be extending that trail another 1.5 miles further into Bella Vista. They're actually working on those plans. So really, really cool amenity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're gonna. Yeah, yeah. But let me finish and then ask that. You got it. Yeah. All right. And then the last area I want to talk about is Blowing Springs. So Blowing Springs is, we have RV camping. I think it's 60 spots-ish. 60 RV spots. We have primitive camping. That's where you sleep on the ground. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but go for it. We also have tiny cabins that you can rent out. So really cool activity. The Razorback Greenway goes right through that area, so it's really nice. And then we have the Gear Garden. The Gear Garden is our version of a beer garden. So you go up there under the canopy. Beautiful place to grab a beer in a really nice setting. There's a little stream that comes through there. It's really quite nice. Yesterday and today, they're having Flea in the Park, which is an arts festival, vintage market, and it's on till 4 today. Evidently, she should have given the speech today. Go on down there, but bring your walking shoes because you'll probably have to walk a little ways to get there, but kind of neat. On Sunday, this Sunday at 4 o'clock, we are going to have an appreciation event at the Gear Garden for Fly Tires, which is a fishing club, and they're actually represented over there. They're waving. So come on out, and it's a pretty neat event that we're going to have at that location. Blowing Springs is also kind of the gateway to all of our trails. So we have over 100 miles of soft surface trails. Now the POA and the city actually partnered together on making the trails happen. It was a gift to the Walton Family Foundation, but we worked together to maintain the trails. Okay. Couple other things. Oh, so to address your question, I have no idea when they're working on the bridge. That's actually not in Bella Vista. It's actually in Bentonville. So, until spades go in the ground, I'm not saying a word because it's all talk. But so I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Flynn, and he'll carry on about the city.
Thank you, Tom. That was excellent as usual. I'm John Flynn. I'm mayor of Bella Vista. I've been mayor for almost 2 years. It's a 4-year term, and all our council members are 4-year terms. Also, I'll explain a little more about that later on. So the city is over fire and ambulance, police, streets, community development, which is permits, that sort of thing. The library, garbage pickup, and intergovernmental relations. We have a lot of groups in Northwest Arkansas, regional type groups that work together, so you end up working with them quite a bit and with the different cities, trying to work together on things. So we have a new public safety building that was opened in 2023. And that's over on Forest Hills Boulevard. And it has the police, it has dispatch, it has the court. We have court there twice a month, and the planning commission and the city council meetings are there in the court. So that's where you would go if you wanted to view those meetings. Those meetings, the planning commission and city council are also filmed by community TV, Bella Vista Community TV. So you can watch them that way, and they're streamed live. You can watch them live, or you can watch them later on. So that's that's a good asset for us. This meeting's being filmed by Community TV, so you can watch that later also. Aside from the public safety building, we have a new fire training tower that's on Carlisle Drive. It's up north on 71 on the left-hand side. The other day they had an open house. They called it Kids Day, and they were, it was from 11 to 2. They were overwhelmed with the response. I think they had 800 people. They had to go out and get more food. They grill out hot dogs and hamburgers and whatnot, and let the kids climb around on the fire trucks and things like that. But we got that new training tower so that we could do training. It has a classroom, and it has a lot of different things you can do training-wise there, so that we could do training locally. That way your fire people are right here. If they're in the middle of training and there's an emergency, they can respond to it. The other thing is we have a new fire station on Glasgow Road. That's fire station number 3. We actually have 4 altogether. And the reason I mentioned those 3 things as a group, we paid for all those with a $25 million bond issue. It was the very first bond City of Bella Vista had ever done. We'd only been a city since 2007. And the citizens voted on that in 2020. So the beauty of it was most of the construction occurred before the big inflation, and the interest rate was 1.1%. We happened to close at just the lowest time possible. And you know, you get a little better interest rate when you're a city anyway because it's tax advantage, but still 1.1% is really excellent. So it was supposed to pay off in 20 years. It was supposed to pay off in 2040. And our financial people always look at it and see when it's going to pay off. And right now they're saying October of 2027. So we're really happy about how well that's gone for us. The other thing I wanted to mention is community development. Right now it's on Lancashire Road. It's over by Table Bella and the ACC. And they're moving to where City Hall is. City Hall is at 101 Town Center is the address. It's on Lancashire and 71. And they're moving over there in November. So that's going to be a big change. And the employees at City Hall and at Community Development are really enthused about all being together in the same place. That's what we're trying to do to get our people not being in any buildings that are rented, all buildings that are owned, and also to you know, get them all together. So right now you may notice if you've driven over there, there's some construction going on. That's where City Hall is. That's where I'm at 71. And what we're doing is we're building a new, well, first we took the old police station. The police used to be in there. And we turned that into fire station living quarters for fire station number 1. And that they're going to move in there in the next week or 2. It's pretty much completed. It was a big job. And then out front, we've got some construction going on, and that's going to be City Hall on the first level, and the fire station officers, fire chief, deputy fire chief, fire marshal, building inspectors, they're going to be on the 2nd floor. So that's what that is. Then where City Hall is right now will be community development, where people get permits, and that part of the building is closer to the streets, it'll be more convenient. They get a lot more walk-in traffic than we do. And the other thing is we have 3 fire bays there. Phase 4 of that is we're going to have 2 more fire bays, so we'll have 5 total out of that fire station. And the new ones will be longer and taller. That's kind of the trend in fire stations nowadays. So that's what's happening on the construction side for the city. And after that, I think we'll be done, except for adding a fire station number 5, we'll be done with construction for the duration, I think. I wanted to mention about the election on November 5. There's 3 city council openings and in Ward 1, which is mainly on the east side, Ward 2, which is kind of central, and Ward 3, which is further west. The way we work it in Bella Vista is everybody votes. Everyone runs at large, so you need to vote for somebody in all 3 wards. So it takes a little study to know how to do that. And I wanted to mention to you a few things. Well, first of all, the last day to register is Monday, October 7. So there's still time if you're not registered. You can get a hold of the county and get that accomplished. A lot of people say to me, well, how can I learn about these candidates? Well, I have 2 or 3 things here. The Bella Vista Community Television had a forum, and they filmed it. They did Ward 1 one day, and Ward 2 the next day, and Ward 3 the next day. And so you can go on YouTube and put in Bella Vista Community TV, and you can watch all the candidates speaking. Each session was 30 to 40 minutes long, something like that. So you can get some feeling for them that way. Second thing is Monday, October 7, there's a candidate forum at the Rec Center at 6:30 p.m. I think a couple people are going to be missing. They're out of town, but League of Women Voters is sponsoring that. And that's at the Rec Center, formerly known as Reardon Hall. And I think that would be a good opportunity to see them. And also, you could read the Weekly Vista. They will have articles in fact, they've had some already talking about the candidates. So you kind of get some feel what you're dealing with. So we'd appreciate it if you'd participate in that. I might mention that Bella Vista has an outstanding reputation for people showing up and voting. The last election we had a couple years ago, when I became mayor, we had 15,100 people vote, and Bentonville had 15,700. And they have twice our population, twice. So, I mean, we show up like there's no place that shows up like Bella Vista does. So I'm really proud of the city for that. So the other things that are happening, we have a development code and zoning reform taking place. We have an outside consultants out of Tulsa who are working on that. And that should be, well, later this year, I think they're going to have a public meeting. They want to get the public's input on it. And it should be completed sometime early in 2025. Has to pass the Planning Commission and the City Council. So, but it's something that was badly needed. You know, when we first started the city, people were starting from scratch. There was a lot to do. And they took some codes from Fayetteville and crossed out the word Fayetteville and put in Bella Vista. Then they took some stuff from Bentonville. And everything didn't fit together quite as well as one might hope. So we were needing to reform our code. So that's an important thing. I want to talk about a few upcoming events. Tom mentioned the Flea in the Park, which is October 4 and 5. So that's in Blowing Springs, which is really a pretty place to go anyway. The Farmers Market on October 6th, Sunday. It's open from 8 to 1, and this Sunday is the last one this year. It's over at Mercy Clinic, which is on Mercy Way. They're on the east side. We're having something called the NWA Festival, October 17 to 19, and that's on, there's a big field there on Forest Hills, near Rogers Road, and that's where that's going to be. It's going to be crafts, and there's a barbecue contest, and there's going to be live bands a couple nights. So that's kind of replacing the old, we used to have an old craft fair that was very popular at that same time, and that's an attempt to replace that. There's several bike events and golf tournaments as usual. Little Sugar Mountain Bike Race is October 13. Back 40 Run and Ride is November 9. They've adjusted the Back 40 Run and Ride a little bit, but I went out and watched that a few times. It used to be that the one day you went out and ran 26 miles, and then the next day you went out and biked some incredible distance. And you could enter one thing or both. And there was a guy from Kansas City, he did this a couple years in a row. He entered both days and won. So he would run a marathon, and then the next day be in a bike race against people who hadn't run a marathon and still beat everybody. So it's pretty impressive, I thought. I want to tell you just a short bit about some of our future goals. I'd like to increase the number of houses that are on sewer. Right now we have about 3,800, and that leaves about 12,000 on septic, and we'd like to kind of cut into that. That's going to be a big challenge. I'd like to, this is always something we're working on, is increasing the paved roads. You know, we have people building houses in more and more locations, and in some of them the roads aren't paved. So we have about 14 miles of new houses on roads that aren't paved. So we're trying to whittle away at that, and that's a big challenge for us, trying to do a few miles a year. And I'm also looking at increased connectivity. You know, we have 550 miles of roads. They say we have more roads than any city in Arkansas, including Little Rock. And we have something like 5 miles of sidewalks. So I'm trying to enhance that a little bit, especially on some of the major roads, you know, where there's people biking or whatnot. Both the biker and the car driver would like it if it was a little safer. So we're trying to work on something where maybe we'd have a little trail on the side of the road. That's another one that's going to be a big challenge, take a long time. But that's what I'm looking at for the future. And of course, we also have Blue Crane becoming more involved in Bella Vista. And they're having an infrastructure study right now. And by the end of the year, I think they'll be ready to tell the public what some of their plans are. They're very interested in doing things that people are accepting of. And I think they want to be a good corporate citizen. So we're all looking forward to that. So that's pretty much what I had. We'll have a question period later on. And I'd like to introduce Selena Lee of the ACC.
Good morning. My name's Selena. I'm the administrator for the ACC office, and our office, we enforce the covenants of the Declaration and protective covenants. So that sounds kind of like, oh, you know, the bad guy, but we're not. We're here to keep Bella Vista beautiful, keep your home values up, and so that's why we require you to get permits or come to the office and get permits for painting, re-roofing, siding, things like that, fences, pretty much anything exterior. Now, our permits are based off of location and what materials and what it's going to look like. The city building department, they do permits as well, but theirs is based off of your building codes and the ordinances that they have. So yeah, you're getting 2 permits, but it's for 2 different things. So we also have, for people that there are lots that already have homes on them, we've got surveys and plots that are available. You're welcome to come by, and we just need an address, and we can pull it and print it out for you. That's something you really kind of want to know, because it gives you your property lines and location of your house and that kind of thing. It's nice to have, especially if you just bought a house or something like that, to know what you bought. Otherwise, we are kind of a information area. You're welcome to call us. You're welcome to come by. And we've got all the information on our website or in our office. And then today, I've got the little paper pamphlet of Did You Knows. These are just kind of the most popular questions that we get. And it's just kind of nice to have. And then I did bring candy back here in the little bucket with some like little sections of this. So grab some candy, and if you guys have any questions, I'll say after, please feel free to ask me, or definitely call us or come by. So I think pretty much that's it. Oh, one more thing. In October 25th, has nothing to do with the ACC, but well, there will be Trick or Treat Town that's put on by the Bella Vista Business Association. So it's from 4 to 7:30. It's businesses that are the vendors, and it's to promote the businesses, and it's going to be fun, candy galore, and games for kids to come out. So please join us. I chair that event, and I'm very excited about it. So yeah, other than that. It'll actually, a couple weeks before, you will start seeing flyers at grocery stores, and then flyers everywhere else, Facebook. We post a lot of stuff. We'll end up having signs over by Sugar Creek where it's going to be, next to Allen's. So you'll start seeing stuff come about. But yeah, join us. It'll be fun. It'll be busy.
So before we get into the questions, during my portion, I forgot to mention, if you have not already done so, I encourage you to get an activity card. Activity card costs you $30 a year. And with that, you get free admission to all our fitness centers, our pools, the beach, free range balls, free green fees at Brittany Golf Course, and 10% off your food purchases at all POA run restaurants, and free admission to the gun range. So really great value. So if you haven't gotten an activity card, I encourage you to do so. So we're going to open up to questions. It could be for myself.
Will you please explain about family members and the activity card?
So on family members, for a household, if 2 people in the family purchase an activity card, usually mom and dad, but not always, then you can get up to 5 free ones for the rest of the family if they're 18 and under. Okay, so if you have a large family, if you have a brood of 5 and they're all under 18, you only have to buy 2 cards, and then you can go to the pools free all year long. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. No, for kids, for direct. Yeah. That is correct, right? Yeah. Okay, questions, and the questions don't have to be for the POA. They could be for the city. Okay, I've been told to repeat the question, or the ACC. Yes, question.
You mentioned the gun range is being renovated currently,
Correct.
and then you also said that following the completion of that, there's going to be a tour.
Okay, so the question was about the gun range and so forth. So the gun range is currently under construction right now, or renovation would probably be the better term. We have a progress tour on October 15th. So we're not going to be open, but what we do is we like to bring people out while we're in the middle of the progress so you can see what we're doing and see what's going on. And we'll do that at Tanyard Creek also on the 22nd, and you walk through. It's a job site, and you got to make sure you don't touch the walls because they may be freshly painted, and you got to step over stuff. But it's a fun way to see how we're progressing with our projects.
Is there certain hours?
For the tour, it's going to start at 3 o'clock on the 15th. It's so on your map where it says BVRC, middle right. There we go. That's where it's going to be at. We also call it the rec center. there's a big portion that says the rec, so we've reserved a room for that. So it's actually, the League of Women Voters is actually doing the heavy lifting. They're the ones, we're just providing the meeting space. Yes? 6:30 to 8. So the question was about the extension of the Greenway. So I referenced that when I was talking. It is going to extend from Metfield to Trafalgar. It's another 1.5 miles approximately. It's all in planning. Takes, it's a long run and a lot of work. So yeah, they're working on that. When they put in the Greenway connection from Metfield Park down to Blowing Springs, that area, the mayor will remember, that used to be a major flooding area. Half of the cost of that trail was flood mitigation. So when the Walton Family Foundation came in, they did a great job, and they helped the POA and the city, and that area doesn't flood nearly like it used to. So it's not just, hey, let's throw in a parking. That's not what you're saying, but let's just put in a sidewalk. It is, they do an in-depth engineering studies to make sure that they do it correctly. So, questions? Yes. So the question was about guest passes. So you can either go into member resources to get guest passes. I always advise people to do it several days in advance. If you know families coming into town, get it a week in advance. Unfortunately, all too often, people wait to the last minute, especially around the 4th of July, or they forget and they try the morning of. You can also do it online. So go to bellavistapoa.com and you can get it online. With a guest pass, you can get into just about anywhere. They're going to have to pay an admittance fee. So like they want to use the gym, they're going to have to pay a fee to use the gym on a daily basis, but they can still get in. Did that answer your question? Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. They have to have a lake use. Yes. So make sure you get a hold of member resources, and they can help you out.
Are you asking like if you own the lake lot? Well, like if I'm owning the water, I understand like there, but I have guests that are at my house and they go into the water, so I just pay. So you don't have to have a guest pass for that. So if you go off of the POA's amenities, you have to have a guest pass.
Correct. Small correction. Okay, so if they're with the property owner, you don't need a guest pass. Okay, but if you're running like an Airbnb or you're leaving for the weekend or something like that, then they have to get a guest pass. But if you're going to be hanging out by the water with them and everything, you're good. Okay. Yes, sir.
While the gun range here is under renovation, that there was another gun range that was accepting the Bella Vista pass.
Yeah, that's I can get you the name of it. It's in Tawny Town. So it's not the most convenient drive, and I can't remember. But we get about 100 people a month that go down there. They charge the POA, and we pay for it directly until the range reopens, because we know it's an inconvenience. But I think the entire community is going to be really pleased with the renovation work that we're doing there. Although you're new, so you maybe didn't see how it was before, so it's hard to compare. But we're really pleased with the work that we're doing. The majority of the work that we're doing is all in-house, which saves money, but makes it take a little bit longer to get the job done. You had your hand up? Yeah. Unpaved road. Question about unpaved roads, is there a list?
Well, yeah, the street department pretty much has track of all of that, and you can tell me afterwards which street you're interested in, but yeah, they are very aware of it, and they have a list of existing streets and the unpaved roads. What we're doing right now is, I mentioned there's 14 miles unpaved roads that have new houses on them. And we're trying to do 2 miles a year, but we're hoping to figure out a way to crank that up a little higher. So, oh, one thing I forgot to mention, the city website is Bella Vista AR for Arkansas, bellavistaar.gov. And if you went to the city website and the POA website, there's a tremendous amount of information on there.
And I think what the mayor said last quarter when we had this is they added 2 miles, correct me if I'm wrong, they added like 2 miles of unpaved roads in 1 year. But they had to add 2 more miles of where homes were placed. So there was a no net improvement because we had 15 miles they paved 2, but then when they had 2 more added. Because there's a lot of valleys that still in Bella Vista that don't have roads, that are kind of way out there. So more questions? I have Uverse, and it's okay. But here's the challenge. So my daughter lives in Austin, and the absolute lowest plan that you can get in Austin is our highest plan here. So when she comes and tries to work remotely, she's always giving me a hard time of how slow the connection is. But that's the best that they have. So,
We're on the east side, the worst line for us. We're not gamers. So
yeah.
if you need like low latency and super high bandwidth, you're probably not going to like it. But, you know, for just streaming, it works fine.
I don't think that's the answer you wanted to hear from me, at least. Yeah. Was there a question over here? Yes, sir.
I was just going to say, we both work remote, and we're always on video calls. We have the TV running, too, and it's been fine for us. What's that down on? East.
I wonder if that makes sense for the east side.
Yeah. Anybody else? Well, so the volunteers of the clubs and charities are still here. Please go do that. Now, she's going to do the raffle in just a second. And a lot of us will be hanging out if you have any questions. I forgot to introduce Sydney. I call Sydney the queen of activities. So she's in charge of, like, this last Sunday we had karaoke night. She's the one that coordinates that. And does all those trivia nights and all that fun stuff. If you have an idea from another community, share it with her and maybe we can make it happen. Hold on one second. No, you don't need that's dead trees on the property. You don't need a permit. No, you don't need a permit to remove a tree. If so, a couple different things. If the dead tree is on the ground and it's on common property, that's what happens in a natural forest. We're going to leave it there. Okay. If there is, whether it's common property or your neighbor, if you have a dead tree, if there's a tree leaning and you're concerned that it's going to hit your house, okay. You have an obligation to, I mean, this is a lawyer thing, so just go talk to a lawyer if I get anything wrong. If you notify the person that you are concerned, so we get calls and we go out, we have people inspect the tree. If the tree is diseased, we'll take it down. If it is healthy, we'll leave it as is. Okay? Did that answer your question? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you had a question. So through the POA, so all vessels on our lakes have to be registered. It's $15. It's $15 to register a kayak, and I can't tell you how many kayaks we return to property owners after storms. And we have that number on there, and we track you down, we get your kayak back. You'd be shocked at how many kayaks, boats, even docks we've returned back. I'm like, docks, yeah. Yep. So I have I have supboards, I have kayaks, I have the whole thing. Everything's registered, $15, pretty cheap. And it's just so to make sure that it's registration to use it on the lakes. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Deb, our fearless leader, who does an outstanding job, all volunteer.
I'm going to spend about 3 minutes and give you a very brief history. Many of you did walk in, and some of you who pre-registered, I sent you information, but it's really important. Bella Vista has an extremely unusual background, and Bella Vista started in 1915. There was a family, the Baker family, that came up from Bentonville, and they flooded Little Sugar Creek to make Lake Bella Vista and started a summer resort. And after 2 years, they decided it was too much work, so they sold to 3 Linebarger brothers from Texas, and the Linebargers are really the ones that expanded the amenities. They kept it at 3 months, but they started building all the cottages. They had a 9-hole golf course, which was multi-purpose because it was also used for a airport, and expanded it with the horseback riding and what have you. With the Linebargers also in 1929 built a large hotel called the Sunset Hotel. Unfortunately, it burned down years ago, but they also opened the Wonderland Cave, and that was a natural cave. It is now owned by an LLC, and maybe someday it'll be reopened. We don't know for sure. After the Linebargers had the 3-month resort, they sold it to a gentleman named E.L. Keith, and in 1952, E.L. Keith took it and kept it until 1964. And in 1964, a gentleman named John Cooper Sr., and many of you will hear the name Cooper, John Cooper Sr. started Bella Vista as a 12-month retiree village, but with lots of amenities. So basically, Cooper came in, and he built the 7 golf courses. He built the 7 lakes. This golf course was the first golf course that was built. And again, Tom told you about the building. Ife Jones designed this, but Ife Jones also designed the Cooper Chapel, and many of you have probably seen the Cooper Chapel. And it's a fabulous facility. Anyway, John Cooper Sr. expanded all the amenities. When I moved here 19 years ago, there were 90% retirees, and now we're about 31%. So it shows you how the youth have moved in, and it's great because you guys spend money. And you pay taxes, so that's great. Anyway, with the John Cooper Sr. Expansion, and basically Bella Vista has grown. In 2007, we became a city. John is the 3rd mayor that we've had, and it's important to understand the history. Now, the Bella Vista Museum, which is right on 1885 Bella Vista Way, and there's a table here, has all the history. And we're not just we're a very unusual city. We aren't just the typical city. So we're going to invite you to come to the museum. It's open Wednesday to Sunday from 1 to 5, and there's just a lot of history. Lastly, I'm going to encourage all of you to come over and see about the nonprofits. Many of these people are looking for volunteers, if any of you are interested, but also many of them also donate money back to the community. And so the Bella Vista Foundation, you've got the Fly Tires, many of those organizations not only do good things around here, but they also donate back to the community. So it's a fabulous volunteer community. Lastly, I want to mention, and Tom had talked a little bit about it, please go on to the Bella Vista POA website. And on that website, there is a click that you can stay informed. And on that, you can sign up. You can sign up for the recreation emails. You can sign up for the dining emails. You can sign up for the golf emails. I can't tell you how many people get on Facebook and say, well, how do you find out about this? How do you find out about that? And you don't have to read them all, but if you go to the POA website and the city website, you're going to find out about all the festivals that we have, all the recreation, and all the different meetings that we have. So it's really, really important. Now, lastly, we have a raffle that we're going to give. And Tom? Yeah, everybody have a ticket? Everybody have a raffle tickets? We've got some really nice books that we're going to give out. And there'll be 6 different, there'll be 6, here, do you want to hand me that and I'll do this? Okay, Celine. We have 6 different books. Okay, ticket number, it's blue, 289558. 289558. Did you get it? Okay, good. Super. Go ahead and draw another one, huh? Okay, let's do 2 of them. Yeah, let's do 2. Okay, now we have a pink one. 384310. 384310. There we go. Good. There's pink. We have a blue one, 289553. 289553. Obviously, on the right side of the room is the lucky room. Blue ticket, 289539. 289539. Good. I have a pink ticket. 384324. 384324. Got it? Okay, I think we have one more, right? Yes. Okay. 289555. Blue ticket. There we go, in the back. Great. Good. I want to thank everybody for coming today. Again, there's a lot of information up in front. There's a lot of information over in the other room. We have these people that will answer any questions for you that you need. And if anybody wants to stick around for lunch, just come and let me know, and we'll put a table together. Thank you all for coming. Oh, question. Oh, okay. Anyway, come see me, and thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. Was it